found Dumas underneath the mark. West, he jams it this way. That was awesome.
Barkley finds one. And Barkley, who will give up the basketball to an open.
What up, though? And welcome to the Hood Report, the spot where culture meets competition and where we spit real shit. Sports is for sure our focus, while culture guides and drives our discussions. In the end, our focus is to ensure that our guests and our audience is informed and entertained. And with that said, tonight, we have a special guest joining us that we're going to introduce to you. Our guest today is former NBA player Mark West. He's a center best known for his gritty defense, elite shot blocking, and efficient scoring around the rim. A 17-year NBA veteran, West played for several teams, most notably the Phoenix Suns, here in the hometown, where he helped lead the squad to the 1993 NBA Finals along with Barkley versus Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Over his career, he earned a reputation as one of the league's toughest big men, finishing with the career field goal percentage of 58.6, which to date is still the third highest in NBA history. Off the court, Mark transitioned to an executive leadership, serving as vice president of player programs and later assistant general manager and assistant coach for the Suns. He remains active in community development, mentoring athletes, and advocating for educational access. A graduate of Old Dominion University, Mark is also a successful businessman, speaker, and mentor whose impact stretches well beyond the hardwood, while still being involved with the Suns, currently as a charities ambassador. So with that, let's welcome on Mr. Mark West.
Mr. Mark, thank you, Mr. West, for coming.
Appreciate being here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Man, it's not that often that Detroit gets treated so well. We get honored with a guest of your nature. So we're proud and privileged to have you here.
Appreciate it. Absolutely.
Appreciate for coming on.
But I'm gonna tell you,
Detroit.
I'm gonna tell you, you did. That's right. You played with Grant Hill, right?
Yeah.
Hill.
Right.
But what I'm gonna tell you is, Mark, when you step in the arena, the motherfucking gloves is off, baby. So we're about to hit it and get it.
Hey, I got good hands, bro. I can throw hands too. Now don't sleep.
All right, I'm gonna kick it off with the first question. Being we want to talk a little bit of current events. We got some current events that's happening in your old sport. So we're at the pinnacle of the NBA season, and right now we have the Indiana Pacers, who just last night took an L against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, provide us your insight on yesterday's game, and then what you think happens from here into the end. Are we done in 6? Do we go to 7? We want to hear from you first, Mark.
God, I still think it's going to be a good series. I'm sure all of y'all sat there and thought there ain't no way in the hell the Pacers going to come back in this game once before they did come back within 2 points. So the Pacers got hard, man. They play tough or whatever. Their best player didn't have a great game. If he has any sort of a good game, then it's maybe a different outcome. But with that said, I think Oklahoma City is the best team, of the two left in the series. I think they're gonna close it out. Whether it's 6 or 7, the truth be told, they don't give a damn. They just want that ring, bro.
Yeah.
They know they got 2 of the 3 games at home. So I think it's going to be I think that's going to be an almost impossible hill for the Pacers to climb. I really do.
I think
they ain't gonna make a good showing now. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's a tough hill to climb as well. Anybody else who wants to respond to Martin? What you got to say about that? You're the counterpoint to that.
I'm gonna respond to that, but I will say this. I really think Indiana's gonna come back and they're gonna win game 6. Now, I do think they need Halliburton to come back and play, and hopefully after the MRI today that he'll be able to come back and play, because he can't play no worse than he played yesterday.
Did he even play yesterday?
The one positive I would say for Indiana, to me, in my opinion, as bad as they played, they had 23 turnovers. Their best player didn't perform. Williams had 40. SGA had 31 or whatever. Yeah. And at a certain point in the fourth quarter, they were only down by 2 points.
100%.
So I'm telling you. So
exactly.
Now, I really just think the coach messed up by bringing Halliburton back in, letting him finish the fourth quarter when he had a hot hand in TJ. He should have just left him in the game because he was all the energy and everything. He had everything going for him, and that's when they came back. So I just think it was a bad coaching move yesterday by Carlisle by not playing in the fourth quarter. But and I do think Indiana still got a chance to win this series.
I believe that's a big part of it. Yeah, for sure. But those turnovers in crucial time and nut cutting time. Come on, man, you can't have that. That coach ain't out there on that floor with them turnovers when you throw the basketball cross court. Or when the guy's throwing you the ball and you don't go to the ball, you just wait for the ball and somebody just comes in between you and steals it. Come on, bro.
I think it's over. I think it's over.
Man, some old heads like hit us upside the head on the park doing some dumb crap like that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. Exactly.
To make the same turnover 10 times, I agree with you. Twitty, what you got, Twitty?
I said it's over. Them stars came to play last night. The role players didn't do nothing last night at home for OKC. But the stars came.
Oh no, the role Wiggins and them was hitting shots.
The role players was big.
Wiggins hit shots.
They hit some shots.
Yeah, Wiggins.
I'm talking about my boy Alex.
Role players played good.
My boy Alex.
Oh, he's talking about Caruso. He's talking about Caruso.
He was on there. He was stealing balls. He had 4 steals.
This motherfucker's on one player.
Impact on their game last night.
He had 2 points.
Had a big impact on their game
but
last
everybody
night.
else played very well.
What
you got?
It's over.
Go ahead, Jim. What you got? You want to hit that one real quick?
I agree with Tweety. I'd say them Indiana done, bro. Even if you get Halliburton back, he ain't gonna be 100% because there's no way that calf injury gonna heal within 48 hours, right? So he ain't gonna be 100%. And to me, Halliburton
all series anyway.
He ain't did nothing all series, and he can't create his own shot, right? He's an exciting player when he gets everybody involved. I just think Indiana's done, and I don't understand Carlisle yesterday. I agree with Martin. They should have let McConnell play instead of letting Halliburton in the game yesterday. I feel like OKC cover. It can go up to 7. I think they get blown out at the crib tomorrow. My only thing is, I hope OKC don't play to try to win it at the crib.
That'd be a mistake. That would be a mistake.
That'd be a big mistake.
Right.
All right, we're gonna let you hit this real quick, Q. I'll say something, then we gotta move on. Go ahead, Q.
Well, I called 7 games, and to watch the series go the way it is has just been phenomenal. When you've called it to be 7 games, so I'm pretty much sticking with what I believe, which is 7 games. I believe that Indiana will find a way to hold a home court and win that game, but it will be insurmountable on the last game. It's going to be too much for them, and OKC will win, and that's what I believe. So
I'll say this just to closing out. Obviously, I'm going with Indiana. I was with Indiana from the beginning. I think Indiana. I don't see them losing 3 games in a row. So I think they're tied up, and then it goes back to Game 7. And Game 7, anything can happen. So that's what I would say is that they have a fighting chance in Game 7 because it's an inexperienced team at that level and this magnitude versus an inexperienced team.
You got to say that because you picked them in 6.
It's probably both. So it don't matter. I don't give a fuck about games. I know I saw you smiling. Hold on. I know I saw you smiling when Mark said he had them too. But remember, Mark picked Phoenix at the beginning of the year. So
man, you gotta go with your heart, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Mark picked motherfucking Phoenix. So
anyway, you gotta go with your heart sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, we'll move on. Q, next shot at the question.
Oh, okay. A very, very popular question amongst the old heads.
You're on the wrong one, Quentin. You're on the wrong one.
Okay. My bad. You're still actively involved with the Phoenix Suns, so we looking for a beat from the street from you. We got a trade coming up with Kevin Durant. It's 3 teams involved. Out of the 3 teams involved, what team that he wants to go to? What do you think is going to be the best fit for him?
Well, I'll go with. Like I said, I go with like you said, I went with the Suns beginning of the year. I'm staying with the Suns in my heart. I'm good for the Suns is what I'm gonna go with.
Plus, they still give him a playcheck too. So
yeah. So if I go with the Suns, and what's good for him, I think he wants to be back in Texas where he played, college ball at. I think he wants to be in a better. I know nothing about San Antonio. I'm not Charles Barkley. We're not going down San Antonio.
Right.
But San Antonio ain't Houston.
There you go.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Hey, let me ask a quick question, Mark. So do you and Barkley talk about San Antonio off private when y'all talk to each other, or
No,
you don't want to say?
Just jokingly, you know what I mean? But no, we don't. He's just joking.
I know. I
But I think for the Suns, the best deal would come from Houston. Houston has the most. They have
most of all
because what we're gonna get from San Antonio.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't want to give you Castle. They're not going to give you Wemby.
What we can get from Houston as far as players, young players, you know what I mean? We can get that twin like we were talking about.
I told you yesterday, you ain't getting him. You know they ain't giving him
a twin.
I ain't giving a twin up.
You know what I mean? Or maybe we get Jabari. What's the other kid's name?
Jabari Parker.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we get one of those kids.
They'll give you Eason. They'll give you Eason too.
And I know they're not gonna give up Sagoon. I don't think.
No,
they ain't giving up
Sagoon. If you get, and we need a
Probably
problem.
Brooks.
So maybe they get Van Fleet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, they ain't gonna give him up either.
They got to give up something. Y'all keep saying they ain't gonna give up something, but you know what I mean?
Right.
You can't have steak for oatmeal. You got to give us another.
It's time.
Give some damn meat. You got to give us. So you got to give us something. So I just believe that Houston is the best fit for not only Kevin but for the Suns to get something in return, in which we can move forward and have a chance of becoming a contender. Because we got to get younger. We have to get athletic. And we're losing one of the best scorers in NBA history at 6'11". So you can't go to San Antonio and get two guards who are great players, Castle and the other kid, Vassell, or whatever his name is. They're great players, but okay, we're gonna play small ball in the Western Conference. Come on, man.
Yeah, probably not a great recipe. Who wants to chime in on that? Jimmy, you're a Phoenix guy these days. What you got to say about it?
I feel like Houston is the best fit for KD.
I absolutely.
But what shocked me is that he don't want to go to New York. Well, he New York is interested, but I mean he wants New York, but New York don't want no parts of KD.
Yeah, because
so that
they can't give up too much. They can't give up too much.
I feel like the best fit for him right now would be Houston.
Yeah,
because they have the most to offer, as far as who Suns gonna get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy. I think New York is still wheeling off the picks they gave up for Mikal Bridges. They every time they still talk about that all the time. So to have to give up more for KD, I think that might send them over the top. The reason why I like them going to Houston, I think it gives Phoenix the best gives the best trade back and most stuff for it because they're trying to get their team together. I think that gives them the best for that. But I think for KD, and me and Ryan, we touched on this earlier, the coach. I think the coach for KD is going to maximize KD, and we might see old KD. The KD
That's what we need to see because to me, KD's a phenomenal scorer. He's a phenomenal player. He's a walking Hall of Famer, right? But he doesn't make everybody better on the team.
Exactly.
That's never his role. That was never his role.
Yeah, he's not a leader.
Right. He's not a phenomenal leader. So I think the coach for Houston might be able to, like you said, Q, bring something out of him to get the old KD back. Play a little defense and slide his motherfucking feet every now and then.
I think he could. What he can do is surround KD with a shit ton more talent than we could.
Right.
And young athletic talent and their center is just dynamic. I mean, the young kid they have at center is a dynamic center. So KD, he's not going to. I mean, he's older now. He used to be a very good defensive player. He's not that guy anymore.
Not at 38.
Like a Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Right.
But
that's why.
But when you surround them with that talent they got down there, oh my God.
That's why I think he should. That's why I think he should go to the Spurs. They got Victor and Fox in the Spurs.
But they don't have
That he
nothing
can-
to offer.
that he didn't got to-
But you gonna give up?
Yeah, what are you
Yeah,
going
who
to
you
do?
gonna
What are you
give
going to get?
Who
What are
you
you going
gonna
to?
give up?
I mean, you got to send Castle
They
over
ain't
here.
giving up. They ain't giving up cap. They've already
You
said
don't
that.
want,
Yeah,
you
you ain't
don't-
giving up. But I think that's be his best
You,
fit.
and you got to give
to
up
win
some
right
size.
now.
But you don't have another. You got to have another. If the Suns trade him and don't get some size and a size guy who can score,
right.
come on, man.
That
And
makes sense.
not only are we going to struggle, but we're going to struggle and not have a good draft pick for the following year. That's a
You're gonna
disaster.
probably struggle anyway.
Yeah, that's probably-
Say it. I hate to say it, Mark. I hate to beat up on your employer.
Hey, I want to struggle with looking like I had a chance. At least when like you said, when the year started, and I
Yeah.
might be alone. I know I ain't alone in this. Y'all thought we was a contender.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
I thought they'd be a contender. I
With
thought
that
they-
trio, you had to be
absolutely.
y'all's
Absolutely.
contender.
They need to figure
Yeah,
out a way to
absolutely.
get rid of Bill's ass too. They need to package him up and get rid of that. nigga.
Yeah, man.
He ain't
He
going
got no
nowhere.
trade
He
clause.
will
No
be.
trade
No-
contract.
no
That's
trade.
hard.
He will be gone. Watch this offseason. I guarantee you, he's gonna be gone. They're gonna find and work out a way to move him.
They're gonna
He's
have
gonna
to
be
be
gone.
It's gonna cost them though.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard.
All right, let's we beat this one up. Hey, good responses. Hey, good luck to the Suns. I know you still get a check there, Mark. So I know you're gonna keep it 100 on the Suns side. So
100%.
that's what we
Got
say.
to, got to.
Indeed, I am.
Get that check.
I would do the same. All right, we're gonna move on to the next question. Mark, you got it.
All right now. So, Mark, for you, this is for you, man. So, this is a popular question these days.
Okay.
Your era against this current era, what do you think? How do they compare?
I think it's kind of a crazy question in a sense that you grow up in the era that you grow up in. For instance, my era was like physical as all get out. You know what I mean? You go to like I said, back at the park rules. Use the game point. Them old heads ain't gonna let you like just let somebody lay the ball up. You going to the asphalt, bro. And that went to the game on the courts, on the pro courts, on the college courts, or whatever.
Yep.
But and today they're shooting threes and they got the what they would call hot dogging when I was playing. Them dudes do it like it's a everyday play now.
Yeah.
Shooting the leg behind the back, all that. But I think it's a matter of if those kids grew up in our era, they would have learned our style of basketball.
Right.
If we were playing in there, we'd have learned their style of basketball. So you're going to survive. People say, "Oh, he couldn't play." Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
If you love the game, you have a passion for the game, and you played how the game is being taught right then and there, you're going to survive. You know what I mean? You got some guys who are going to be iconic. It doesn't matter. You going to tell me Shaq couldn't play now as big as he was and as athletic as he was?
Right.
You know what
So,
I mean?
hey, so if you grew up in
Magic couldn't play in this era?
So if you grew up in this era, Mark, would you be handling the ball and dribbling out on the
I
perimeter and
wouldn't,
shit?
but I'd have a hell of a mid-range. You can believe that? Because now the bigs have, if you can't shoot threes, you better have a damn mid-range.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be doing that. You can believe that.
Mid-range,
Or
and
you
you
just like, okay, you just be a bully and get your rebounds and set picks and knock somebody to the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think about analytics on top of that? As a part of the current era, what do you think about analytics basketball?
I actually enjoy the analytics and knowing the numbers and knowing the percentages. I think it helps you to get more focused on what you have to concentrate on. If a guy's shooting a certain field goal percentage, I was like, well, if we can hold him be shooting 41 from three, can we get him down to 39? Or if my guy's shooting 39, can we bump him up so that now he's more effective from that field? You know what I mean? How fast can I get into the penalty? Like when I was playing near the end, or not when I was playing there, but after I got out, that was a big thing with Shaq. He'd get in the game, the next thing you know, his team is shooting freaking penalty shots after 4 minutes in the game. You know what I mean? So nobody can touch any of the other players now, because if you just do like this, it ain't going to the side. They got two shots. So it affects the defense.
Right.
So knowing all this extra information helps you with your strategy as far as the coaches preparing for the game, your players and how they attack the game. You know what I mean? I love the analytics. As far as it pertains to preparing for the game and getting ready for the game and playing the game. Now they have the analytics as far as like you guys are talking about betting on the game, which I don't know a lot about that, but as far as preparation.
How about as it relates to the nauseum of threes, the number of threes that are shot in every game? What do you think about that part?
Well, it's a copycat league, as they said.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And once Golden State won with that, because everybody said they were going to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they jacking all the threes, and then they lost a few games, they said, "Oh, well, they jacking up too many threes." Blah 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 blah. Then they won however many championships. Now everybody's jacking up threes.
Yeah.
So now you have to adjust the defense for that too. You know what I mean? You have to adjust the. Are you going to make them drive to the basket? You know, if you're a 3-point shooter, now you. But if you think about it, if you really think about it, the greatest players, and that includes Steph Curry, they mastered the mid-range. Them fools shoot mid-range shots. I mean, their percentage from the mid-range is freaking ridiculous. So they know that. So it's just another tool for them to say, like, well, hey, you come out here and you guard me, now I can take you to the mid-range, do my step back and buckets.
But Mark,
okay. Go ahead.
Don't be in an old head sometimes watching these big guys get rebounds and 2 feet from the rim and keep throwing it back out. Sometimes something.
Yeah, I don't get that. You're right. You 100%. You're 100% right on that. You know, because
2-3 times in a row they'll do it, Mark.
Hey man, because I was old school, and then I'd be like, "Can I get a shot?" And then you want to go get a shot, go get it off the damn rim. As I got off the rim, I ain't passing shit.
No doubt.
But the
I ain't
thing
passing nothing.
These days though, it's not a lot of true centers though. It ain't no. It's only a couple of true centers in the league right now, right?
Well, I would say I don't know if I agree with that 100%. I would say they have evolved, because now, to me, the way the game is being played, you become a basketball player first. So meaning that you can rebound the ball, you can put it on the floor a little bit, you can play some defense, you know, you can do all these things, and then you become a positional player. If you're a great, spectacular ball handler who can pass it, you become a point guard or whatever. If you're a good shooter or whatever, you become a shooting guard or whatever. But if you're a power forward, and power forwards and small forwards now, if they can't do a little bit of all that, you know what I mean? Their life in the league ain't gonna be so long.
Right.
You know, you got to be able to do a little bit of all that. And now the centers are going to be that. The MVP 3 times in a row, he could do a little bit of all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Giannis could do a little bit of all that. And he got MVP before he could learn to shoot the damn ball. And
yeah, that's the truth.
Hey, because he's dunking that
motherfucker. He couldn't shoot
motherfucker.
no free throws. He got MVP, Mark.
Yeah.
Right.
He still can't shoot no free throws. That he got.
You know what I mean? But he's an all-around player. He could put on
Right.
So that to me is the way the league is going now. So these kids are these big guys are starting to put it on the floor, starting to rebound, starting to pass, or whatever. You're becoming complete basketball players versus just what you call a positional player.
Agreed.
Your positional player can do a little bit of everything, if that makes sense.
Well, all these kids, these coaches not teaching basic fundamentals of basketball nowadays.
Well, not in the United States.
Hey, yeah, maybe in the United States, but they're not teaching.
Not
these
in the
kids.
United States. They do
Right.
that. They do that. If you read information on it, they actually do that internationally, and they put them through basketball camps and basketball academies, they call them, where they'll take them and they won't even be shooting or playing basketball.
Right.
They just work on
That's part
why they're advancing.
That's part of the evolution that the United States is going to have to catch up with that.
Yes.
Where
Agreed.
you cannot you're going to have to put these big kids in there and they're going to learn how to handle the ball, pass the ball. The guards are going to have to learn how to go in there and get some rebounds and play some defense, do all these different things and have post moves.
Yeah.
That's the evolution of the game.
Right.
Because of the United States, AAU has kind of keep the fundamental and the growth of players where they just want to take it and run balls. And coaches are there just to win so they can get sponsorships and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So AAU taken away from that.
It's scary because you're going to end up with a guy with Shaq's athleticism, but with Jokic's skills. And that's going to get crazy.
Yeah. That's Wembanyama right now, ain't it?
Yeah.
Victor.
And just imagine if he was 325.
Yeah,
Right.
just a little bit more weight on him.
Come on, man. Stop.
Exactly.
Right.
He'll get a little bit more weight.
All right, let's move on to the next question. Go ahead, Tweety, what you got?
All right, Mark. I got college teams now within the NCAA rules, or in college. How do you feel about the NIL being paid these players?
I like the NIL because I was broke as a damn joke when I was in college. So a little change in your pocket don't hurt, bro.
No, that never hurts.
You get room and board, but if you got to go to a movie, you SOL.
Right.
So I really like the fact that they're getting paid. I wish it was a little more regulated, so that it was. Because now the big school, the small markets have no shot.
No chance, right?
You know what I mean?
Chance.
You go to Kentucky, you a big market, you'll get that money. You go to Kansas, whatever. But you go like where I would go, Dominion. What you going? You know what I mean? They have no chance of getting a certain caliber player because of the way the market is. So let's say if you limited it to between 50,000 to 500,000, you know what I mean? I don't know how you regulate it, but I think you have to find a way to regulate it. And even if you didn't have it where they can only get it cash so much while they're in school, the rest of it has to go into like some kind of savings account or whatever for 10 years down the road or 5 years down the road after you get out of school.
Yeah, I think we've gone from one extreme to the next where before there was no pay. Now a lot of these guys are making more money through the NIL deal than they are when they go in as a rookie into the league.
100%. That's the end because
big guys, really big guys.
$1 million in NIL money, and when you come out here, you're gonna make 500,000, which is still a lot of money, but it ain't $1 million.
Right.
So, yeah, I think they opened the gates, the floodgates, and whatever. But now they have to kind of find a way to reel it back because it's just a little crazy. And like I said, the small market schools have no shot. The HBCUs really have no shot.
Right. You got to be a phenomenal player to even get considered for the NIL money.
Yeah. And if you're a phenomenal player right now, I mean, it was hard to keep the brothers going to HBCUs now, but if I'm a good player now, they ain't got no damn shot.
Yeah.
And my parents are gonna be like, oh yeah, I went to Hampton, but hell, they gonna give you $2 million to go to Kansas.
Yeah.
Right.
Going to Kansas.
Get that money. Going to get that money.
It is. That's real, but it makes
Hey, Mark, you can pack up all your ODU shit, and it ain't never coming back. And this environment.
Look. I told you I ain't no fair weather, bro. I'm going with them.
Hey, pack that shit up and leave it in the closet.
Yeah, they do need to do something because I want to see the smaller schools come back. Yeah.
So speaking to that real quick, and while we're on the topic of college and college basketball, you went to ODU, as you said. Mm-hmm. Hey, tell us a little bit about your college experience.
It was great. I mean, we went to the NCAA twice, went to the NIT twice. I mean, I played, I had great teammates, and the experience was unbelievable. If I had to do it all over again, I'd do it all again. That's where I met my wife at the university. So, yeah, I'd definitely do it again. The reason why I did go there, you
got some money
on the East Coast. For the
you got some money. That's why you went there.
And everybody at that time, you play high school basketball. The dream is to get into the ACC.
Right.
That is the dream.
Did they slip you some money, Mark, or what? I know we got your ear. I don't want to put you on the spot, but they slip you some money or whatever. You ain't got...
No. I'm gonna tell you how you made money. I'm gonna tell you how you made money in college. Because once you were in, then they'd have recruits come in. So they have to pay. They give you money to take the recruits up. So instead of taking them to the steakhouse, I'm taking them to Burger King. And pocket the change. Either that or take them back to the hotel and go to the restaurant there and put it on the room charge.
Hey, they were like, damn, we're looking at analytics. Nobody Mark takes out ever signs with us, right?
Oh, Lord.
Crazy.
That's good.
Yeah, it was a great experience, and like I said, I didn't go to UVA because Ralph was the top college player in the country, and he ended up signing there. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go somewhere I can start and play. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was recruited by Maryland, but Buck Williams was at Maryland, and that wasn't gonna happen. So, and then I had an older brother who was just going to school there just to go. I had never heard of the school, and me and my brother are like two twisted fingers. So he's, eventually I was like, well, I'll go there. I know I'm gonna start there. So it was a wrap.
If you didn't, boy, I tell you.
Who the best player ever came out of the OD?
Come on, bro.
That's Wes.
I want you to say
I'll
it.
put it this way. I'm one of the best.
I want you to say it.
I'm one of the best ones.
Okay.
Jake Twardzik may be the most successful because they won a championship in Portland when he came out and played for the Trailblazers.
Okay.
So yeah, and then we had like Kenny Gaddison. He was there. Kent
Remember
Bazemore played. He played at Golden State.
Okay.
So there's players that come out and come out of that university. we were a pretty good school. At that time when I played, they had no football team, so basketball was king.
That was it.
And you got your jersey retired there, right?
Huh? Oh yeah. Come on, bro.
That's your jersey retired.
Hey, Mark, I was about to say Bazemore was the best player from ODU. I thought.
Come on, man. Go check the stats. Go check the stats. Hell of a player, though. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
No question about
Hey, since you're wearing the Hood Report hat, hey, we're gonna give you some love, baby. Hey,
That's
best
right,
player
that's
out of
right.
ODU,
I appreciate
right
it.
here on the Hood Report.
I appreciate
love,
Our
it.
baby.
man, Mark West. Hey,
All day.
let's move on to the next question.
All right. Hey, it's about to get juicy now. It's about to get real juicy.
Here we go,
right
baby.
All right,
Now,
let's do
the
it.
other day, Magic was on First Take, and Stephen A. gave his top 5 point guards of all time.
Okay.
You know, now, I want to hear your top 5 point guards of all time. But before you get started, I just want to make sure that you know that it's 3 Detroit boys on here, and we all bad boy
Well,
country.
okay, you're okay because your
Bad boy
boy is
country,
on.
I'm just
Hey,
saying.
and I know Zeke. I know him.
Hey,
So then you
You
know.
good. You're good.
Okay.
So I would say my top 5. I'm gonna go Magic first.
Okay.
Magic Johnson.
okay.
Okay.
I
All
go
right.
Isaiah.
Can't hate on that.
All right.
Okay.
My man West.
Isaiah Thomas. I'm gonna
There
go
we
with
go.
Oscar Robinson.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
Martin
gonna
didn't
go,
deal.
I'm gonna go with Allen Iverson because I'm gonna have a Virginia boy on.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Two guard.
Now
Is it
the argument was gonna be Curry.
Here we go.
I got Curry.
Argument.
So I'll
That's
give you
not
that.
no
It's either
argument.
Curry, Westbrook, or Jason Kidd. One of them.
What?
You pick up
Westbrook.
any order you want.
You say Westbrook?
Westbrook, the triple-double machine. Stop.
Yeah. Okay.
I got Curry on my list. So I'm good with it.
Westbrook.
Come on, man.
I got Curry on my list.
Westbrook will
Allen
never
Iverson.
make the top 5 on my list.
Not mine. I like Westbrook, but he ain't top 5.
That's not point guard for me.
Hell
For me.
no.
All right.
Come on.
So,
I'm gonna
so-
help you out.
so-
Westbrook might be the best defensive player out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, but
I
he,
hear you. I speak up.
Okay.
Magic didn't play any D.
He averaged
but
a
he-
triple-double.
but he can't play he can't shoot no jumper. He had no jumper.
Magic ain't have a jumper. What are you talking about?
Magic didn't need no jumper.
He didn't need a jumper. He had a triple-double. You say the same.
But
Magic couldn't shoot the ball. Magic couldn't shoot a gun.
But as a point guard, though, as a point guard, he didn't. I mean, to me, you don't have to be the best shooter at the point guard. I
I'm
mean,
with you 100%.
that's what makes Jason
100%.
Kidd. And I
Magic
like
is my number 1. He's my number
Yeah.
1.
Yep.
So
He's
yeah.
the number 1. He's my number 1 too.
And he
Magic,
can't
all
shoot.
day.
So if your
All day.
argument is he can't shoot, how he's your number 1?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean,
Curry can
Westbrook-
shoot, and you tell me that he ain't a point guard.
Yeah.
I'm just not a
Come on, you
Westbrook
can't
fan.
argue
bro.
two sides of the argument, man. Come on, man.
I'm not a Westbrook fan.
Huh?
I'm not a Westbrook fan.
Okay.
Well, I get that. That's
I'm
that's
just,
fair.
I'm
Yeah.
just not a fan
That's
of
fair.
Westbrook.
Hey, ain't none of us said John Stockton, so I'm a fan. Ain't none of us said-
Hey, Rodney.
Great player.
Hey.
Rodney.
Now,
Yeah.
I said John Stockton. John
Yeah.
Stockton. Look, I don't give a fuck who on the podcast.
Hey,
If I make a statement, I'm gonna stick to it. John Stockton is one of the greatest point
Yes,
guards of
he
all,
is.
top 5 point
Yeah.
guards of all
Yeah.
time.
Was
Yeah.
he better than he better than Steve Nash?
Yes.
Stockton?
Yes.
Was he
Yeah.
better than Steve Nash?
It's an argument. It's
Steve
a
Nash
damn
is
argument. I'll give you that.
Steve Nash was flashier.
Steve, yeah, come on, man.
Steve
Once
Nash-
again,
But hey,
Steve-
Stockton was a better
Steve-
defender.
Steve was MVP on the Suns, so you think I'm gonna argue against that?
Yeah, we are.
He got 2 MVPs. Stockton got
Yeah.
2.
Steve
No,
is a better all around to me than
Oh, I'm gonna go with
John
Steve
Stockton.
Jobs in that
Yeah.
argument.
all
better
right.
offensive player.
Steve, yeah, because
They
Steve
had
Nash
a
could go on the
ton
basket.
Yes.
of great point guards, man. We can talk about somebody with none of us will put him on the list, but Baron Davis is a hell of a point guard.
He
Ooh.
was.
Baron Davis was a great point guard.
Yeah, he was.
And was dunk on
He
your
was. He just
head.
didn't have a long enough career.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And was dunk on your head.
yeah, he was. He was a bad mother. Yes, he was.
Barry
You know what I
Davis
mean?
a
It was hard
bad
for me to
boy.
keep Nate Archibald off there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nate was the real deal.
It's-
Yeah, Nate was the real deal. Okay,
You see
so
what I'm saying? So
so you're
hard,
solid
man.
with your 5 then, Mark. You're solid
Huh?
with that 5. Are you solid with that 5? That's
yeah, I'm
your 5.
solid with that.
Okay.
Because and people could pick somebody in between that, but all of mine are arguably I can argue all day for.
Right.
All day.
Absolutely.
We had
Well,
the
I'm gonna
same
go
All
five.
day.
I'm gonna go Magic Johnson #1 all day.
Okay.
Then I got Zeke. I got Zeke at #2.
All right. Yeah.
Right. And if we want to say Steph is a point guard or whatever you want to say, I'm gonna put Steph in there as my #3.
You have
Nah,
to
he
add
ain't
him.
point guard. He
Yeah.
ain't point
What
guard.
you got
Yes,
to
he
say?
is.
No, we got to. This is
Yes, he
your five.
is. He a
This is
point
your
guard.
five.
And then #4, I gotta go with AI.
Of
Yeah, I
course.
ain't no point guard
We
either.
basically
Yes,
got the
he
same
is.
argument then.
He got drafted as a point
No,
guard.
he's not a point guard though.
No.
And then I'm gonna have to throw my man Steve Nash as my #5 guy.
Y'all sleeping.
Oh.
Ooh, y'all sleeping, man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue with that. Steve got 2 MVPs, not one,
Yeah. See, he
I'd
just playing
say
outside the
two.
ball though. He didn't play
Yeah.
outside the ball.
two. Huh?
Give me Jason Kidd all day
I
long
get that. I don't
over
argue
Steve
that.
Nash.
I don't argue that.
Yeah, I take
Steve,
Jason.
Steve,
Give me
Steve
Jason Kidd all day.
J Kidd, yes. J Kidd
Kidd.
and Westbrook, defensive players, great point guards.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an argument that we can go back and forth all day with these.
Absolutely.
And none of us
That's
are
true.
necessarily wrong. It's just
Right.
who we like after a while.
Who we like?
But
That's true.
Jimmy was kind of wrong on his motherfucking list. But we ain't gonna stay here. We got to move on because we got the next question.
Let me hear your list. Let me
Go
hear
ahead.
your list.
Mine is about to come out on the podcast in a couple
We
weeks.
already did it.
Go ahead, Q. Next question.
All right. A big debate that we had going on here, Mr. West, was about our top 5 big men, and so you being a big dog yourself,
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
that
we want
one.
to know your top 5.
I'll tell you
big
this.
men
I'll say this. It was
I can-
hard for me because I thought about it.
I can tell you his #1 is Kareem.
Oh,
Nah, well,
Hey, look.
Kareem
Hey,
was on the list. Kareem was on the
Motherfuckers,
list.
hey, if you gonna stay on this
And no-
podcast,
let me
hold
say
on. If you gonna do this podcast, stay in motherfucking line. Let him answer the question, motherfucker. You ain't
In
Mike.
no
your name
particular
ain't Mike
order.
West.
In no particular order. So
Come on.
like 1, 2, 3. So
No
that's
order.
my bias.
Okay.
Kareem
Okay.
is the best ever. But and I actually went with 6, if y'all don't mind.
Go ahead.
Come on with it.
Yeah, so I went with Will Chamberlain.
Minimal notion.
I went with Will, and you can tell me which one you want as honorable mention. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Well, Will Chamberlain,
Okay.
Bill Russell, Kareem, Moses Malone, another Virginia boy,
Ooh. Okay.
Team, The Dream, and Shaq.
Oh,
Okay. All
I
right.
think Moses got to be. I think Moses got to be the honorable mention in that list.
So let me ask you this:
Moses.
how many of them led the league in rebounding?
I know Moses did.
Akeem
I know Moses
did.
did.
3 of them that did.
Shaq
Akeem
did.
did. Akeem
All
did.
right.
No, Shaq never led the
No,
league.
Shaq
Shaq
never
never
did
did.
it. Okay. Okay.
Shaq wasn't a good rebounder. Akeem did. Akeem led the league in rebounding.
Moses did.
Moses
And
did.
Moses did
3
multiple
times.
times.
He
Yeah,
was
multiple
back to
Yeah.
back MVPs.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Moses was no joke.
I can't argue that. I can't argue that.
Okay, so who do you put your honorable mention in?
Chamberlain, they changed the rules because of him.
Yeah. Who
Right?
do you put who's your honorable mention in, Mark? Come on, you arguing. You got to step up
If it's
now.
me, it's Shaq.
Whoa.
Shaq?
No.
Yeah.
Come on, Mark.
Whoa.
Come on, bro.
You can't beat Shaq. I got him on the list as one of the greatest centers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only one on there that didn't lead the league in rebounding at center. And he the biggest one on
Yeah,
there.
because he was too busy dunking on.
That's fine. But you still gotta get a rebound.
That's true.
You ain't
That's a good point.
dunking is on offense most of the time.
Yeah.
Rebounding is on defense most of the time. Right? The
Yes.
majority. I ain't
Yes.
catching offensive
Yes.
rebounds or whatever.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes.
But come on, man.
Man.
Block shots. He ain't lead the league in that.
Yeah. He ain't do that.
Nah.
Bro.
He was Shaq
Now,
was lazy defender.
as a just
Shaq would kill Moses.
as a beast, no.
Shaq was a lazy defender.
Yeah.
Shaq was more of an offensive.
So that's
center.
my point.
He didn't focus on defense.
Right.
And I'm not saying he wouldn't get numbers. He got numbers.
No,
on
he's
the
no
team.
joke though.
Yeah.
But Akeem was torching him.
Yeah.
He like he was
he
blocking
said
Akeem's shot. And you just think he's gonna all of a sudden start blocking Moses' shot?
I had to put Will Chamberlain on there. He was playing against 6'5" guys, 6'6".
Come on.
6'2".
He played against Kareem. He was blocking Kareem's shot too. That sky hook, he was knocking that shit back.
Hey, Wilt was on my list too, Mark. You can't deny me, Wilt.
And Bill Russell,
He averaged 50 and 30.
Bill Russell for a career averaged 22 rebounds a game. for his career.
Well,
Can you even imagine somebody averaging 22 rebounds a game for their career?
That's
Yeah,
insane.
that's crazy.
that's big. That's
He got
big.
more rings than he got fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a lot of rings. That's for sure.
What did he do versus Will?
And he played in the era where some hotels he can't stay in.
That was rough.
That's real.
That's rough.
That's real.
At home, and
What
in
about-
Boston, and in Boston, got treated like shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
That's
about
real.
Bill Cartwright?
Bill Rose. And he
That's
became the
real.
first black coach in the league.
What about Bill Cartwright?
What? Man, you been drinking already. You better stop drinking on the
I'll
this
put it this
podcast,
way.
man.
Bill Cartwright is a great player, but he ain't on this list.
No, I can't.
He ain't on this
I
list.
can't.
When you asking me who are the greatest of the greats, who's the greatest of the best? But I think that's what we got to remember. We asking who are the very best, the elite of the best of the best.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. So there's a lot of great. We can go back to point guards. We can be all day and say like, man, did you see Steve Francis?
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Rod Strickland.
yeah, Rod Strickland, all these dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
But these dudes are the elite of the best of the best.
Yeah. And because
Okay.
they had the longevity too to go
Yes,
with it.
yes.
They played all 82
Longevity and
games.
consistency in tough times, especially Bill Russell and them. Like you said, man, you can't eat it at a restaurant.
Right.
Mm.
You can't stay in a hotel. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
rough.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they still
that's
dominate.
when it was crazy.
Yeah.
All right, now moving on to the next piece. The next question we have for you, Mark, here is one of the big names, and we talked about it a moment as we were starting and warming up. One of the big names that still resonates in the game that was a teammate of yours, Charles Barkley. Hey, tell us about your experience playing with Charles Barkley.
He was the best player I've ever played with. Obviously, one of the best players. If we had a list of power forwards,
Yes.
he would be on my list of power forwards of one of the greatest power forwards that ever played the game.
Because of your friend or because he is?
Because he is.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
And think about his game. Think about Magic. Think what made Magic great, or not one of the things. I should say one of the things. That's not fair to say what made him, but one of the things. Magic could get that freaking thing off the rim and push it down the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Barkley did the same thing. He couldn't pass like Magic, but that boy can go get a rebound off that rim
And be
power
gone.
Coast to
through
coast.
everybody, and come
And be
down
gone.
that through the floor through everybody, handle the ball and finish at the basket or take a shot.
Yes.
He at 6. I say 6'6".
6 what?
Listed that. Y'all say 6. Dominated the position
Okay.
on many nights.
Yeah.
On many nights, whether he playing against Karl Malone, whether he was playing against Kevin McHale, did freaking matter.
Oh, in his prime, he wasn't no joke.
Always undersized every night. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and he's just a great personality. I don't, and, if you're around him, he's always joke. He's funny, whatever, and he's generous to the general public. You know what I mean? He'll. One of the things that I remember, them saying about him when he went and played on the Dream Team, the Olympic team, how everybody had security. He's like, hell with security. I'm going out there to be with the folk, talk to him or whatever, and he became basically like an international sensation because of that.
They said he was the most popular guy. You had the masses that went to him, but as things developed, they said that more people gravitating towards Barkley than anybody else amongst the group that was there.
Yeah, because he's an engaging person. He's going. If you don't get it twisted. If you got to mess with him now, you're gonna have issues.
It get you. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you just whatever he is, he's one of the best people I know.
Okay.
And another thing I would tell you about him that I would say that watching him is he was a willing fucking rebounder. Charles Barkley wanted to rebound.
Oh yeah. He was particularly if you got him riled up, man. That motherfucker was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would get focused and get lasered in, and when that happened, it was on. It was.
That's
on.
real. That's real.
That's good.
Hey, thanks for that. Go ahead, Tweety. Let's move on to the next. Thanks, Mark.
All right. Speaking of Barkley, along with KJ, Dan Marley, and Dumas, playing against the individual recognized as the GOAT. Like some of us on this panel don't think he is, but But tell us your experience playing with Jordan and Pippen and the Bulls in the championship.
Man, painful that we didn't win. But it was a great experience, going to the finals, having a chance to win we played basketball. You win the greatest prize in what I think is the greatest sport, and at that time was, and to me, and to this time is the greatest time to be playing basketball with a guy like Jordan and Pippen and those guys for the Chicago Bulls. We have Barkley. We had the best record in the league that year. We had home court advantage. I thought we were going to, pull it off. Unfortunately for us, they had the experience of being there before. One of our best players, I think he was our second leading scorer, Cedric Ceballos. Yep. Got hurt and couldn't play.
Yeah,
between him and Dumas, they might have kind of offset Pippen's effectiveness to a certain degree, or at least matched him. I should
right.
say. But I think their experience and us missing Cedric made the difference in the outcome of the playoffs. We couldn't win at home. That hurt. We had two games here, and we didn't win either one in the opening volley. Went to Chicago. We actually won 2 in Chicago, to be honest with you. But by the time we got back here, and Paxson hit that infamous shot that kind of broke our hearts. But it was great. Part of it too was when Charles and Jordan were close, at the time. And both of them are great competitors. Don't get me wrong when I say this. I mean, they both want to win. It's one of them things where we friends, but shit, we gonna go drinking and have jokes. I'm gonna be the one that motherfuckers want. Right. I'm gonna be the friendly friend got the dub. But when we're playing, like I said, you can see Charles get into that mode of getting riled up and saying, we like, oh hell yeah, here come the pain. And then they go a free throw, and you see Jordan go over there, like put his hand around him, tell him a little jokey joke, and then you see him go back down. It was like, come on, man.
Damn Jordan.
Hey, Mark, remember during the series when we were watching it, that's one of the things we said, is that why is Barkley laughing and shit with this motherfucker? Like, push him away from you. Remember that? Right. We're talking about that during that series.
Yeah, we were like, come on, man, come on. And it was close, you know what I mean? So you could see Jordan understood. He knew what we knew. Like, okay, y'all turn up that dial. This motherfucker about to go off. Right. You know what I mean? It's going to get crazy in here.
Right.
And we definitely saw that when we was in Chicago in the triple overtime. He took over the wicked game. You know what I mean? Because he had that. He's gifted like that.
Right.
And, but yeah, so we could see that happening from time to time. We're like, So between those factors, in my opinion, surely my opinion, and particularly not having Cedric Ceballos, out there as a guy who could be highly productive that you don't have to run a play for.
Right.
He's still gonna get you whatever. 15 to 20 points and whatever, and you ain't ran not one play for him.
Right. That's big.
Yeah, that's big. So, quick question: while you're out there, Jordan was notorious. He was a big shit talker. Did Jordan talk any shit to you while you guys? Out there
he never talked nothing to me. I'm not saying they're like whatever, but I never caught any of that. So.
Didn't he dunk on
most guys are smart enough not to try to say something to get him riled up either. We ain't trying to do that. Right. We ain't trying to like, oh well, we got you. No, sleeping dog. Oh, when in the South they say let sleeping dogs lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
We'll go kick that motherfucker. So, you gonna get bit.
So last question before on this, because you mentioned a teammate. Last thing before we go into these last 2 questions we have for you, Mark, is okay. Your teammate Ceballos, was he blindfolded and couldn't see what he was doing? Did the motherfucker have it?
That's a good question.
He put on the blindfold instead. Could he see through the blindfold? I'm thinking, I'm not gonna.
It looked like some stockings and shit.
Listen to me. He never told me whether he could or not. I'm like, it's almost impossible to have a dunk like that and can't see through.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's
okay. But, keep it real.
He came back with the trophy, bro.
Yeah, he got that. He fooled somebody. He fooled us.
Yeah, Lord.
Hey, from what I hear, Stevie Wonder
it's all about showmanship, right? It's all about showmanship, and he put on the hell of a show.
He did. That was different. That was different for sure.
Check the box. Check the box.
All right, next question we got for you here now. So we talked about your your best position players for the center and the point guard.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about great players you played with.
Okay.
And played against. Now
Okay.
the next question is spinning off of that is give us your Mount Rushmore, regardless of position, your
Okay.
Mount Rushmore of the NBA.
Woo, here we go.
Oh,
Let's hear this.
Here we go.
Yeah. Y'all done hated all the other shit I said.
No, we ain't hate it.
We gave opinions. We
Yeah.
gave opinions, Mark. We gave our opinions.
Yeah, I we just shooting it like that, bro. We just chopping it up like that. I go with Bill Russell,
okay.
Magic Johnson, Larry Bird,
Okay.
Kareem, Chamberlain, Oscar Robinson, and Jerry West.
Oh my God, you went all old school. You didn't put you didn't put Jordan on there?
You put Mike on there?
Jordan.
He put
Yeah, if I left him off,
He
Jordan.
he put the Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
The founding
Jordan is
fathers.
definitely on there. No, Jordan is definitely on there.
He went like 10 motherfuckers. The Mount Rushmore's 5.
Hey, that's my Mount name.
Hey, wait.
Ain't no LeBron. Ain't no LeBron on there.
For me, they got Mount Rushmore now. They ought to go get another stone and put Martin Luther King up there. So
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
I feel you on that.
Go
Where
ahead, Tweety, with the question.
Where LeBron at? Where LeBron at?
Yeah, good question.
he ain't finished yet. He don't get on there yet.
Okay.
He played 20 years. You can't count him in yet.
No,
So say, hey, fast forward 5
Look,
years.
like I said, I can
league.
add to my Rushmore. I can add to my Rushmore.
I feel
So-
you.
5 years from now, he's retired. He's on your Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, and my question would be to you: who would you take off?
Who would I take off of? What you
Who
think?
I
10
just
people.
said?
I don't remember
Yeah,
all
why?
10 people. If you had 5, I can remember the shit.
No, I got 10. Why? Is there one of them that you would take off?
That I would take off your top. I would say.
I don't say
Exactly.
he get on.
Exactly.
I would say Jerry West probably not a top.
Jerry
he's
West,
not,
he's
he's not
the
top
logo
5,
of the
7.
league, you ain't gonna have on your Rushmore.
No.
He was in my top point guard, but he wouldn't. I wouldn't have
The
him on my Rushmore.
logo of the league, you're not gonna have on your Rushmore.
Nah, not a Rushmore.
No.
Stop.
Bird's a bad boy, but I'm sorry, but
Okay,
he
yeah,
Yes,
I knew I would get some pushback with Bird.
Yeah.
I guess let's see.
You
Bird.
gotta-
Hey,
you gotta
you
keep
trying-
Bird on
What
there.
is different
You gotta
about
keep-
Jerry West and Larry Bird?
Are you trying to
I
do
keep
diversity
him on
play?
The
Hey, are you trying to
Ain't
do diversity
nothing.
play?
That's the same. There ain't no difference between them. That's what you mean.
Could it be that melanin a little bit?
I thought DI got thrown out.
Huh?
I thought diversity and inclusion got thrown out. That's what you're trying to do by putting Bird on the
we
list.
got, but hey, I ain't with that dude up there in the White House.
All right.
right.
Yeah, I'm one of them brothers who paint the White House black.
That's it. That's it.
Hey, I'm down with that.
But
Joe.
Jerry West is the logo. Larry Bird,
Bad boy.
the greatest,
Bad
and
boy.
he's at a time
He's
when
a
the
bad
league
boy.
when the league, his playing against Magic accelerated the league beyond what anybody could have hoped for before that.
It did.
Save the league. Save the
did.
league.
They saved the league.
They did.
100%.
I agree.
100%. I'll change that. I think Dr. J in his era saved the league.
Yeah, it'd have been
But
done.
Magic and Bird, that
Took it to a whole other level.
yes, they took it to a whole nother level.
Mhm.
Jordan took it to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Oscar Robinson, what he did for the players union and the rights of players. Come on, man,
Right.
was
Dr.
unbelievable. So you got
Dr. J don't make
Jerry
that
West
route.
was part of that. You got to give those two dudes their due.
Yeah.
The league does not look like it is now, particularly not on the floor, but off the floor with the health insurance, the packages that we get for retirement. Without those guys, man, I'm not gonna disrespect them brothers, man.
I feel you.
Come on, man. Stop.
They paid the way.
Hey,
100%.
Jimmy had a good point. You didn't have Dr. J on your list.
I didn't.
Oh, you
I didn't.
No.
And that
Why
hurt
not?
me. That hurt
Why
me
not?
too.
didn't.
That hurt me.
Because he didn't have a J?
Huh?
Why? Because he didn't have a J or what?
No, hey, that was my guy. If you grew up in my era, Dr. J was that guy. Everybody
Yeah.
wanted to see that dunks and whatever.
He was
Yeah.
Mike before Mike,
Yes, 100%,
right?
100%, 100%.
Did he ever
Right.
win a ring? Did Doc ever
Yes.
win a
Yeah.
ring?
He got
Yeah.
one.
He won it with Moses.
What?
I didn't have Moses Malone on the list either. He up
Who they beat?
Huh?
Hey, the one when he rocked
they
that
beat?
motherfucker and
I
dunked on the
have
lake.
I have Akeem on the list. Like we said with a lot of these lists and whatever, we
Mhm.
can argue with other guys on there. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And
It's
the
a lot.
deservedly so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it
Hey, Martin,
deserves-
to answer your question, Martin, he rocked that bitch and dunked it on the Lakers. He beat the Lakers for the championship.
Oh, I know.
That's
Hey,
about JB. I know you know.
I want to see
saying.
Tweety's face.
I don't want us
Hey,
to
I
miss
wasn't even
that.
paying you no attention.
yeah, hey.
I don't want us to miss that.
I ain't put 444 on there. My homeboy on there. So it's hurt, man. Them dudes are legendary. For me, they're
Yeah.
legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we had a list for small forwards. Trust me, Dr. J's on there for me.
Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins too.
You know,
I
even-
know I put him on there because I
even,
caught one from him in college. So I'm like, yeah, bro.
even Charles
Yeah,
Barkley,
I put you on there.
even Charles
I
Barkley,
ain't never seen no brother
thinks,
jump that high in my life. I was like, oh my God. he punched that thing. I was like, oh my God. You know, as a shot blocker, then somebody come and punch it on you like that, you're like, okay. Another level, bro. Oh yeah, don't go over there and try that shit.
All right,
Mhm.
you about to say, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that even Charles Barkley thanks Michael Jordan for the advancements in the game and how it helped him even make money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man,
and he was
man.
playing at the same time as him.
Yeah,
and
all
that's
these
how much of
guys.
a
So
big
you got
influence.
to give
Yeah.
them their due. That these dudes stepped up their game. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you, a brother who ain't on none of my lists right now, but Chris Paul, when he became president of the Players Union and got the older guys insurance covered or a small like premiums, man, that helped so many guys who have played this game and are still playing it, and these guys who are going to finish playing this game that you can't even believe. So those, to me, are heroes. You know, they had another. Those brothers are another level. You know, because they were going to take the scrutiny of the ownership and say like, no, we deserve better. I deserve better. My colleagues deserve better, and we will shut this shit down for them to get better.
Hey, I'm glad Chris Paul stepped up on that because the motherfucker ain't never stepped up in the big game. So.
There you go.
Boy, always that guy, man. Always that guy.
Hey,
I
I'm
got
glad he
him in my
stepped,
top five.
I'm glad he stepped up on something because the motherfucker didn't step up in the game. I keep it real.
You did not go there on that, brother, man.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, we
You know
talking
what?
about.
He's a good
And
guy.
what you
He's
said
got,
is true.
no, he's good, but he just never stepped up in not a big
What
game.
you said is true, but
Hey,
look,
Rod,
you
I
can be in
agree
the Hall
with
of Fame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hall of
you know,
Fame,
Fame.
first
He
baller.
Hall of Fame.
First.
Rod,
He's
I
Hall of
agree
Famer.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
He
with
had
you.
a good game.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
first
had,
ballot.
opportunity.
Yeah.
And you know the one that I hold against Chris Paul the most
Which one?
is when they were playing Golden State and when KD went down. It was blood in the water. That Houston team cannot lose to that fucking Golden State team when KD went down.
I agree.
That's when I hold against them.
Yeah.
Is that you're supposed to go out and get that one.
I can't argue that.
To me, the one.
So you're talking about what he could have got as far as rewards playing in a team, but as an individual and as a player, come on, man, that brother's on another level because he stepped up for everybody in the league when he got him that insurance.
I agree with that.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, he ain't get that ring, but hey,
As I said, it's good motherfucker stepped up
it's to the
somewhere.
hospital, see what happens. You know, all of them get insurance, bro. I take that all day.
No, he a good dude. He a good dude. He's always been a good guy.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, feisty.
come on, man. But he's and shit. It's not. If you told me he fell short because of lack of effort, then I'd have no.
It was like effort.
He like
It was
There
effort.
was never lack of
I
effort.
ain't like effort.
No.
So if it's lack of effort, then I'm with you 100. But you know, ain't like
Go ahead, Mark,
that
you
team
about to
out
say
there trying to
something.
win too, bro.
The only thing I'm gonna say is to me the only difference between him and like Isaiah, and this is why I like Isaiah top of my list is because Isaiah could take over a game like no other point guard. I mean, it ain't no other point guard I've seen where Isaiah can take over a game.
Chris ain't never been that kind of scorer. He never been that kind of scorer like Zeke.
Right.
There's the only other guy that size close would be
Iverson. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, so you're talking about the elite. That's why he on the list. You're the elite of the league. And there's not a whole lot of people who have that ability. There's just not.
Mark, I couldn't agree fucking more. That was a great comment.
That's true. Man,
Hey.
this is elite, man. Come on.
So moving on. So as I said earlier in the introduction, is that you were very successful at 17-year career in the NBA, but you were also very, very successful off the floor. So hey, please share with us and our listeners the journey that you took and how you were able to try and make that transition and be successful post your NBA career.
It's really, a lot of it is, you know, I don't want to discredit that I put in some work. I don't want to whatever, but a lot of it's just being blessed, bro. You know, you get lucky, you play hard, you do whatever. People look at you and say, well, hey, this dude who put in the work and whatever. I mean, even when I played for a few years, I had my broker's license. I worked as a stockbroker. You know what I mean? I didn't want to, and it wasn't so that I could have a job. It was just so I could learn about managing my own money and whatever. And when I got ready to, when I got traded, that's where it started really. Or I got traded from the Suns to Detroit. You know, the owner of the team, Jerry Colangelo, had called me into the office and said, well, Mark, you know, we're making this deal, blah, 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 and whatever. I'm like, okay, he's just trying to, like, you know, do the soft serve and whatever, you know. But he said, when you're done playing, I would love for you to come back here and work for the organization. And I'm thinking, okay, you know, just doing the soft serve, whatever. Sure enough, I think I played my last year in the year before I retired. I think it was in Atlanta. I'm not sure. But anyway, I come back home. I'm sitting at home. I get a call. It said, Mark, you want to play another year? I'm like, it depends on where. He's like, well, right here in Phoenix. So they bring me downtown, sign me so I can retire as a Phoenix Sun.
Wow. That's classy.
Yeah. So I retired as a Phoenix Sun. They let me go during the trade deadline, and then hire me like 2 weeks later as assistant GM.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's where a lot of it started. And I did that for years, you know, and I had different duties, you know, scheduling preseason, scouting, you know, helping to interview for coaching job, whatever it was. And then, you know, when they got new management, new ownership, you know, they shifted everything around, and that ownership still kept me in the organization.
Oh, that's cool.
Kept me with like player relations and whatever. That's when I really did a lot of that. And as time has gone on, then I was like, okay, well, I didn't really want to feel like, because I had kids, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to be on the road all the damn time no more. I got kids.
Right.
Be around my kids and help raise them, you know.
Yep.
So you got a father. I go to every little high school basketball games or little league games or whatever. And so then I became the guy who just did player relations, but I didn't have to go on the road with them, you know. And then we got another ownership, the current one, or just before, another ownership, and then James Jones came on, and James Jones wanted a whole nother staff, just change everything around. And that's when I went to purely out of operations to the business side, and went to charities, which I really enjoyed doing the charities. Me and my wife did a free camp on the south side of Phoenix. If you're familiar with the city, the south side, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of challenged and underappreciated or underserved communities there.
Right.
So we did a camp for 30 years, a free camp for kids at the Salvation.
Wow.
Wow. And that was, to me, that was rewarding. And so, and with that said, I also did the charities for the Suns, and now I'm just an ambassador for the Suns and their foundation, which is basically their charities, and I enjoy that. I don't have to go in the office every day. I get to go out and do, you know, a part of the community, and I really enjoy that.
That's cool.
Man, great journey, great story. It's good to hear of owners actually like Colangelo actually doing what they said and then following through with it and bring you aboard the organization. That was really cool stuff.
Yep.
That's real cool.
Hey, one report, when you were the assistant GM, they said that at that time, before you left that role, you set the blueprint for the three amigos y'all had on your team last year. They said that you at that point said, "Hey, at some point we gotta get Bradley Beal."
No, hey, I'll give you the amigos we had. We had Nash. We had Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
We had Amari Stoudemire.
I
We
saw
had
Joe.
Arian.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
that was those amigos we should have kept together.
Yeah,
That was a hell of a basketball team.
it sure was. If they hadn't got suspended, that suspension
They would have beat the Spurs.
derailed that series.
That's a sore spot for everybody in Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, the commissioner said he was going to come to that next game. You know he won't show up. They would have lambasted this. Come on, bro. That was crap. You know. But,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. We can, you know.
Yeah.
Spilt
That's
milk,
for sure.
whatever. But part of that too was we ended up moving Joe Johnson, which should have never happened. In my opinion. We should have gave that team another shot at it. So.
Yeah, ISO Joe, man, I tell you, when they moved him, I was like, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
Joe Johnson was the real deal.
Yeah,
It was nice.
That was one of those things where we were changing ownership, and the new owner, all of them think they're basketball savants. And it's like, dude, we've been doing this for a few years, man. Maybe you ought to just listen to us and give us one more year with this team. And we'll have a shot. Right. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's all a little short. Those were the amigos right there.
Okay. All right. Well, I knew
Real
somebody.
amigos.
I knew somebody mentioned that you were part of bringing a threesome together. I thought it was I'm just saying, man. Hey, I'm just going out the reports, man. The reports.
Yeah. So I had 4 amigos. I like to put an extra one on there just in case.
Oh yeah.
List of 5 or Mount Rushmore. I ain't going with that. Man.
Right.
Hey, look, you can't get ahead by just doing the standard, right?
Yeah. Hey, we
go above and beyond.
we got one of those on this podcast. We call him Tweety. Tweety do that all the time too. So. Top 5 movies, this motherfucker get 10. Top 5, this motherfucker get 8.
Yeah, man. Need and exceed the expectations.
That's it.
Exceeding
expectations.
Hey, that motherfucker all about exceeding. Let me tell you. Hey, well, Mark, let me tell you, man, it's great having you on the podcast. We like to have an opportunity to bring you back out. Maybe when your Steelers start playing, or when basketball season rolls back around after all the moves.
If they never make the playoffs, I'm gonna call y'all. Now what?
Okay, we waiting on that phone call.
You might be waiting a long time.
when they finish the season 8 and 9, I'm gonna call Jimmy. Jimmy gonna tell me, "Oh no, his phone got repossessed."
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough season for my Steelers, but hey, I'm with him. Hey,
you roll with him.
I'm rolling.
I just hope the coach survives the season.
But they've been talking. They've been talking about getting rid.
Tomlin ain't going nowhere.
Forever.
He ain't going nowhere.
They've been talking about him forever.
They won't get rid of him.
You never know, man. Dude got the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals. He got fired the next day.
Yeah, that's the truth.
That was crazy.
They won't get rid of Tomlin. But I think at some point Tomlin needs to probably leave and go somewhere else and get a fresh start with a new organization, be a new voice for a new set of players. Because I don't really like the way Pittsburgh put talent around him as a coach. They take him for granted.
I say
coaching ability.
If they let him go, he won't be on the sideline long. I don't think.
Right.
If he wants to coach.
No.
Oh yeah, they scoop him up.
Yeah.
If he wants to coach, he won't be on that sideline long.
Not long at all.
That's the truth.
Mm-hmm. He will be snatched up immediately.
Yeah.
So,
real talk.
So if he wants to coach. Yeah.
Hey, but great conversation here today, Mark. Hey, it's been great chiming into your basketball wisdom and knowledge and experience, man, and getting the insight from you. So it's just been great. Like I said, hey, you're a friend of the program forever. And next time you don't have to bring motherfucking Jimmy, you can come by yourself. It's great. It's great having you. Hey, our listeners, I know you guys enjoyed this as much as we did. Appreciate you. Hey, Tweety, what did we tell them when we
like
do this?
And subscribe. Like and subscribe. Report 2025.
Bangladesh, India, we love you.
That's right.